So I've installed a pre-alpha build of Gukura on my actual smartphone. It's Pixel 8 Pro, and we're going to be taking live environmental readings around the house of sunlight, temperature, humidity, and all that. I'm in the kitchen right now, so let's plant a kitchen window garden to start. We'll go over here by the window where it makes sense to put plants and take some readings. This is actually how much sunlight is in my kitchen, 1240 lux. That's not much. It's not direct sunlight, probably partial shade to low indirect sun. And you can see that it's pulling from the network some plants that would thrive in those conditions, or at least suit those conditions. My internet connection sucks, so there's some pop-in issues with the images there. But yeah, it's not bad for a pre-alpha, right? So you can plant these now in the kitchen, or at least assign them to the kitchen. I think the assumption of the app is that you kind of have these plants, or are going to buy them or have them, and you put them in there. And now if these plants kind of die in the kitchen or do well in the kitchen, you can track that progress. And you can see that the kitchen windows environmental conditions and the environmental conditions that the plants thrive under are now tracked next to each other, so you can know why plants are doing well or doing poorly in certain areas. So this is my actual front porch. These are actually what plants are there now. So you could add them to the garden or plant new ones, either way. Let's take some environmental readings of my front patio or porch or whatever the hell it's called and see what's going on there for plants. So there's, again, pretty low light conditions here because it's not in direct sun. I think it's like a north-facing window or something, which aren't good for plants. And I forgot to register the garden. Again, you can see I don't know how to use my own app. So I actually have to create the garden first before I can take measurements of it and assign plants to it. So maybe we should do that. That would probably be a great idea. Front porch, create the garden. Now we can take measurements in the garden. Right, slightly shadier table. And again, most of these plants are pretty decent in these conditions, so you can pick and choose and use your own judgment. The database kind of defers to the human to make good decisions. So I'll plant these two guys. And now you can see we have these gardens kind of registered, and we kind of monitor our plant's progress. And you can see like the Hoya is maybe wants hotter temperatures. So if it starts dying, we know why now. And let's do one more garden. My living room, because it's right here. That's the one that's by the window. All right, so we walk over there. That's it right there. I think that's a spider plant. I'm not sure. All right, so we take some measurements. All right, so this is, I believe it's an east-facing window. So we're gonna get like a little more light here, but there's a lot of stuff blocking the light. So that's like a little more light. That's like indirect light. That's what it would say on the little tag that you get at the nursery. All right, so let's put a parlor palm there. That sounds fancy. Living room coffee table. And now we can track these gardens. We know where the plants are. And yeah, that's pretty good for a pre-alpha. This is kind of like the core functionality. And you can see from here we can go, the app can keep track of how plants are doing, where they are. It can give you a recommended feed like, hey, you should plant this on the front porch, maybe you should put this in the living room, maybe. You know, this is pretty reasonable for a pre-alpha. So let's stop here.